Okay, boys, we're back with another POI breakdown. This time we're here in Colossal Crops. This is a nice POI if you're playing for those W key early kills, whatever it may be, man. Quick loot. I don't know. Maybe you're not even playing arena. This is a W key spot, though. It's going to be aggressive. It's one of the new locations. You all know that. So we're going to dive straight into it. So far, I have noticed there's 3 potential spots that you can run this in trios. There is a different spot you can run in duos, which I will show at the end because I don't want to confuse people. And obviously, for the most part, if you're a solo, you just follow these blue lines, man. That means you're an IGL. If you're a solo and a duo, you run IGL and frag. So that means it's a duo. And then if it's trio, obviously IGL, frag, support. And it would mean a lot to me, and it would help you out a lot if you just share this with your team, because everybody needs to know what they're doing. Share it with your teammate, make sure they know the video, and make sure they know the lay of the land. I will put a pop-up up in the top right for all the other POIs I've done in the series. We're going to keep motoring, and we're going to try and get through all of them before the end of the season. There's a lot of them, and I want to take my time with them and make sure I do my research. Starting off, we're going to talk about this spot. This spot is an overpowered spot, this little segment that you can claim right here. And obviously you've got the 3 buildings. And it's probably going to be the least contested out of all 3 of these. The reason I say that is because up here you have the boss. I'm not sure what his name is, but it's a boss. I think his name is like Gaz and Naz, some shit like that. But anyway, look at all the chests up here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've got 11 chests up here in this segment. And what I'm thinking is a duo split here, like in a trio, but like let's say your IGL and your support land here and your frag land solo. I always recommend the frag land solo because he's meant to be the most cracked player. So if he splits away from his team a bit, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But it is a big split. That's the only downfall with this problem. That's why I'm saying this is the most overpowered spot out of all of them, because you're so close together. Except for this guy, this would probably be your support player. Let him get away. Your IGL is going to want to land here. I will go real in depth in this. I'm just kind of, trying to get your attention real quick. And then obviously put your fragger in here. The reason why your IGL would go here is because this is high ground. Meaning the only other place in the whole POI that's on par with this is this main building over here. If you land here, you have, let me get my pen real quick. You would have, let me get a color real quick. Let's say white. Okay, if you land here, you're an IGL. Imagine this is your view. This is what you can see. Okay, you can see anywhere this way. Yeah, I mean, you have great vision. You're able to pick up a lot of information. That's what's important as an IGL. That right there would give you enough information to make a very important play. And that very important play would be dipping. Literally. Look at the segment you have right here. You can make a great dip. The stream, I believe, comes down. Or this stream goes up. This stream goes up, I think. Yeah, it does. And you can just dip. You can pull out, go this way, dip. You can pull out, go straight down, dip. You can pull out and even go over to the yard over there, the junction yard, and get some mechanical parts. There's so many different plays you can make, man. And I just want to make you aware of all of the different situations you can use this POI for. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a W key spot. You can come, and between the 3 of you get 6 chests, 2 chests each on average, and then dip. And there's a shit ton of floor loot in this corner as well. But I want to quickly, before going more in depth on this most overpowered spot, I want to talk a little bit about this spot. This can be used for the same thing. By that I mean you can dip straight out the side like this, and you can go straight up. You can go up with an angle and bend around. You can pull out this way, and you can go down. You can even probably go the same kind of route like that. Now, the problem with that is it's not as overpowered. Here you're getting 6 chests. Here you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5 if that spawns. That's if it spawns. Okay, and over here you do not have the best floor loot in another worst case scenario thing. When that's a bunker chest. There, look, you're getting 2, 4. You're not getting a lot, man. You're getting 11, I believe, floor loot. I'm not sure on that. Yeah, 11 floor loot. And if you get that, that's 12. It's not that overpowered. Over here, you're getting 7, 13, 16. Okay, and you can obviously rotate up this way and pick up this loot spot if nobody else has gotten it. And obviously, if you want to dip and get some more loot, this guy can pull out here. Or even if you really wanted to, you could have this guy. If you trust your support enough, you can have your support pull out down here by himself and rotate up to get to this spot. Now let me go real in depth in on this spot to show you all the true benefits of it before we go anywhere else. And let me get rid of all my white arrows. We're going to bring out my markers right now. By that I mean we're going to bring out the blue and where your IGL is going to land. So your IGL, obviously, like I said, is going to be this building right here. You can't really see that. I'm gonna remove that real quick. Um, how do I do that? Like this. We're gonna put this blue dot right in the corner, meaning your IGL is gonna land in this segment right here. Very important. Actually, you know what I will do? I will bin everything and start again because we don't need those outlines anymore. Right here is where your IGL is gonna land. The blue dot in the circle, by the way, means that's where you land. If I draw more blue squares, that's where you're pushing to. But for now, the blue dot or any color dot is where you're going to start. Obviously, the things on the side went, so hopefully you remembered your colors, boys. My bad, but it is what it is. I kind of wasn't prepared for that to happen. Actually, I wonder if I can undo a delete. Fucking banging. Let me get the rubber. Sorry, boys. I want to make sure everyone's understood. You know, you boys know me that if I'm doing these, I don't want anyone getting lost. It's very important for the people out there that do feel a bit lost right now if they're new, that they understand everything that's going on. So like I said, blue, you're landing there. Then your fragger is going to land here in this nice little building, in this little segment again. Very overpowered. You want your fragger to land here because more than likely if they're strategic as well on this side, their fragger is going to split and land here, or at least one of their players will land here. And this means that if your fragger's here, he's obviously going to be the most mechanical player on your team. He's very close to the enemy's teammate, so therefore he can take that. Like, it's different if your support player is a very smart player, but overall he's not great mechanically, and you put him right beside someone, he's not going to know what to do. But you put your fragger beside him, he's a more mechanical player, he spends time in creative a lot more. It's a better chance of him winning that fight if he has to take it by himself. And then what we said is, what I believe to be the best run for your support player is this, is for him to land down here and pull up to you guys, because you guys is going to take it's going to take a bit to loot that and to farm up mats, so he has plenty of time to do this and rotate up to you guys. So now you guys have a shit ton of loot. If we're to put it on scale, you guys probably have the same amount of loot as the guys landing up top. So let me flick on the chests. 1 chest, 2 chests, there's 3 chests there, and there you go again. So it's kind of on par with 6. It's a bit more than 6 up here, and obviously this guy. And again, if there is a solo that's split here, what this enables you guys to do is look how compact you are. By the time you're moving out, you've got a guy here, a guy here, a guy here. You're so compact that all 3 of you can literally just push this one guy. And that gives you a great advantage if there's only 2 left then. Okay, and more than likely, the other team that lands here, the reason why this isn't as a good spot of this other than the loot, is because, look at this. Look how close you are to these guys. These guys get kitted, they're dropping on you if they're a great team. They will leave that high ground, drop down and kill you. It's that simple. And even more beneficial of landing here is there's like a lot of spawns up on the top, like floor loot spawns. So you grab yourself an AR, you're good to start beaming. Obviously now you don't have the 100% accuracy, but let's just say you do get a good OG AR out of a chest, you can start beaming people pretty easily. Or even if you get like a blue primal, you're chilling. A green primal as well, you're chilling. The makeshifts are a bit for range, but trust me, man, you can get some serious dinks off with a good gun. And that's literally all I have to say. I could end the video right now if I wanted to, but overall that's great. And you can do that in reverse. But what I mean by that is, you land here, your fragger lands here, and if you guys are planning to, like I guess like I said earlier, dip out and just kind of send it one way or the other, you can do that, because all that is required is this guy, your support, lands here and then pulls down this way. So that way you are collectively moving away. And that overall is much better. And again, if you even need to reposition, like a reposition from this position, that's a lot of positions, but if you're repositioning to get a better position and you want to leave here, the best way to do it is, again, you guys are like a unit, you're real close. You guys would be all centered right about here by the time you're done looting. So again, you can pull out and go right, flank right around, okay? Or you can pull out and come right around up here, depending on where the enemies are. Okay, you never want to split. You never want two that way and 1 this way. That's a terrible split, unless you know it's 2 guys or something like that. That's a horrible split, and I would highly unrecommend that. It's better to stick together as a trio. So if the enemy was there and you're fully aware that there's nobody left there, I would W key straight at them. You know, give them as the least chance. Even maybe not W key, but something like this. Okay, or W key in a straight line, I should say. That. You rotate off that way, your fragger goes this way, your support pulls a bit right. See how close you guys are with the amount of angles you have? If there is an enemy here and he's facing this way, fighting your teammate, you're in at his side. This guy's going to be in at his other side. There's not a lot that he can do. You can play for height. This guy can play for the kill because he's going to be the fragger. And then your support can just kind of beam in a bit. You know, there's so many different plays you can make from here. And I love this POI, man. In solos, this is my go-to W key spot right now. You pick up a lot of kills, and it's actually pretty consistent overall, the loot. Because it's such a big spot for solos, it's a great POI. And obviously, if you're playing as a solo right now, IGL means the blue, means you just take this building. This is the most overpowered building in solos. This is what I personally take. So you get this building, and it's a GG, and you can repeat the process of, you know, going killing the guys beside you and W keying the main building, or you can just do the process of dipping. And it works if you're playing as a duo, because let's say you're IGL and a fragger. Your IGL lands here, your fragger lands here. That's a great split. But there is another duo spot that I really want to quickly go over, and it is a very overpowered one, and it's pretty simple to be honest, but it's not consistent. That's why I didn't really want to make it. It's kind of just like a second recommended, or a trio spot if you will, because it can work in trios. I'll show you real quickly. Let me just get rid of all of this shit off my screen right now. So we're going to be talking about it, and it would be this kind of a split right here. You would have this. Now this is a bit more risky, so I would, like, if you've confidence, take it. But again, I don't even take this spot. You know, I'm not saying I'm more confident around, but even when I'm playing my best, I will not take this spot because of its inconsistency. What the two lines basically means is we're gonna have our fragger and I need red. No, I need blue for the IGL. Or a fragger and our IGL land here on the same building, on this main building. They're gonna dominate it. You have to figure out how you're gonna loot it yourself. I cannot tell you that because that would be giving you the wrong advice. I don't know how to loot it, so figure that out yourself. Shouldn't take too much effort, to be honest. I'm literally doing this off the top of my dome, man. And just from what I know from playing in Season 6 so far, man. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you go over to the channel, hit the sub button. If you don't want to do that, in the bottom right, there's a wolf logo. If you tap that, it'll bring up the pop-up. You can hit subscribe from there. You don't even have to leave the video, man. And you're going to be up to date with all the best content possible. I'm going to be dropping loads of videos like this. We go real in-depth into Arena, and we're very focused on competitive over here. So I'm trying to give you the best competitive advantage possible. Now, back to what I was saying is this. You can split this in a trio for a frag as well. Look at that. Look how compact you guys are here. You could probably pull 3 people off here if you wanted to as well. But again, for consistency, you can take this. Now, the only flaw with that is when you look at overall real estate. Now, you guys have that down, okay? If you're a support, you could go there. This is the second best, I guess, split you can do. But the reason why I don't like this, I'll show you why. And it's all about real estate. Real estate is a term I use a lot over here, which is how much like control do you have over the map. Look at this. Let's say you take that. That's your control right there. You take that spot. But when you take this spot, like I previously showed, it's this. This is your real estate. Technically, this is the area you own. It looks a lot bigger, doesn't it? And that could be because I'm going out there. But even if you chop that off and you still roll with this, it's still a lot bigger real estate overall. See? If you own more space, that's less space for other people to occupy. So controlling this gives you a more overpowered advantage because you own more land than these guys. If you own more land, you can farm more mats, you have more time, and there's a lot more plays that can be made. And even if you wanted to, you could stretch it and take over this as a secondary loot spot. So you guys could loot this, proceed to this, and then just go up here and merc these guys out of it. You get me? That would be a good strategy right there. So there's so many different ways you can play it. Hopefully I gave you a few creative ideas that you can use. There's no right or wrong way. Well, there is. The wrong way would be doing something like basically anything I didn't say. I would only give you guys the information if it was right, and you know that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did a bit of a different style because I kind of zoomed the screen in a bit on my recording software, so you boys can see this take up a lot more of the map. So hopefully it's a lot more clearer, because I know it doesn't be as clear and it does be a bit crispy, I guess is the word I can use. So hopefully it helped, man. If you want another POI done, please let me know in the comments what one is next, and I will do it. I do know that somebody wanted me to do a Steamy Stacks POI breakdown. Whoever that was, comment down below again, just so I know who it is, so that way I can address you personally when I'm making it. Because it is for you. So, you know, do what you gotta do, man. I'm out of here. Hope you had a good one. I hope the video was useful.